What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is AkeemHaynes. I'm a two-time Olympic bronze medalist, author, motivational speaker, and sports commentator. On my channel, we talk boxing, MMA, track and field, and of course, motivation and encouraging content. If this is something that you enjoy, then I hope that you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get into the video.
Joe Joyce versus Joseph Parker. The battle of the two Joes. What do we think about this fight? Let's start with Joe Joyce, right? He's a pretty straightforward type of guy, right? They call him the juggernaut for a reason. He's going to come forward every single round. He's going to let his hands go. He's a very heavy-handed fighter. He throws with bad intention. He is going to try to overwhelm you every single round. You look at the heavyweight division, and some of them move up from certain levels, right, and get into the heavyweight division, possibly from the cruiserweight division. Prime example, Alexander Usyk. But then you have those guys who are pure heavyweights from the jump. And that's Joe Joyce, 6'6", 270 pounds, 265, 270, whatever he is, or coming in this fight. He's a massive man. And that's where his strength comes from. His size and power. He wears you down round to round. He sticks with you wherever it is that you go. When I broke down his last fight, I made the comparison between him and George Foreman. Right? He just keeps coming and he'll trade shots with you. And that's really what he wants. He doesn't believe these guys can knock him out. He doesn't believe that in the heavyweight division that any of these guys have the power to take him out. He believes strongly in his chin so much. Daniel Dubois, who's also a heavy-handed as they come in that division, Joe Joyce ate those shots. Right? When he fought Takam gave him some shots and he ate those shots as well. Hammer in his recent fight gave him a few good shots and he ate those as well. I think he thrives off that. I think it makes him feel confident. The fact that you are throwing your best punch and your best punch can't keep me off of you, you don't have a chance. You don't have a chance of beating me. And I think he gets confidence from that. It gives him the confidence to take your best shot and walk through it and keep coming forward. And he believes for every round, it's only a certain amount of time before these shots weigh you down, because your shots isn't doing anything to me. But let's talk about Joseph Parker. He's lost twice before. He's never been knocked out. He's been knocked down, but not knocked out. I'm sure Joyce is going to come in looking to be the first to do that. And the truth is, the reality is, it's a very high possibility that he gets dropped. There's a very high possibility that he gets knocked out. To me, I think there's more pressure on Parker. He already has 2 losses on his record when he fought Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. A third loss would hurt his chances at a heavyweight title shot moving forward. He's been knocked down before. He's faced big punchers before. And he has a win against a quicker heavyweight when he beat Andy Ruiz Jr. And Parker cares about boxing. Like, he cares a whole lot about boxing. I think he moved from where he once was to now move to England to train with Tyson Fury and his group. Right? You don't make those moves if you don't care about something. And I say that to say this. I've been around world-class athletes who are just extremely talented and everything just kind of comes easier for them. Right? I'm sure Parker trains very hard, puts his body through everything to get into peak form, makes the correct sacrifices. And Joe Joyce might not train as hard and he has all the intangible tools. Right? He doesn't even really like boxing like that. It's just something that he's good at. But yet he has all these things at his arsenal to make him successful at it. He's not the first athlete like this. And even though he may not care as much, he's a tough night for anyone. I'm just trying to paint the picture that I think Joseph Parker has a lot more pressure on his hands than Joe Joyce does. But on the other hand, he's also got the experience because he's been in waters like this before. Parker isn't the puncher that Joyce is. He's got pop in his hands, yes, but he's a guy who's going to pick his spots and bide his time. At the right moment, he'll pick up the tempo. I think the key in this one is going to be movement for Parker, and it's going to be utilizing and capitalizing on the jab. In his last fight, he stood and traded shots with Derek Chisora in the rematch, right? Chisora doesn't have the chin like Joe Joyce does. He got away with it in that fight. I don't think that's the same game plan he should have here. However, I think there are going to be moments when he will have to fight back. Even if he doesn't connect with his shots, he's got to throw something to let Joe Joyce know you're not just going to beat me down. You're not just going to have your way with me and think that you're just going to walk through me. He has to throw these shots to wake him up, right? And then he has to keep moving and keep hitting different parts of Joe Joyce, hit the body. Everybody always headhunts against Joe Joyce, but if you can hit the body and just chop him down, then perhaps that's another angle that you can take to win this fight. If Parker can consistently move in the ring, use his jab to keep him that distance, and use different shots to get under his skin and keep him in front of him, he'll be able to have success, I feel. Joyce is there to get hit whenever Parker wants. He just has to be careful not to get too caught up and lose sight of his game plan that he gets defensively irresponsible. He can outbox Joe Joyce. And if it was me, that's what I would look to do. Joyce has yet to go past the 10th round. Let's see what he's like when we going into those championship rounds. Now, he's going to have to weather some of the storm at times, but if he can do that, he puts himself in a good position to win the fight. There's going to be a mix of a whole bunch of different things and momentum swings in this fight. I have no doubt it's going to be a high energy, lots of shots in this fight. It's going to be a very good fight. And I think it's going to be a packed out night. Now, I'm going with Joseph Parker in this one. I think he wins this one on points. I'm leaning on the experience of Parker, right? I know a lot of people will write him off and have written him off, but I do think he has the skills and the experience to frustrate Joe Joyce and win this fight. But if he's not careful, he'll be on the canvas and lose his fight. But I think he will do enough to get the win, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this fight? Who do you have winning this fight? Let me know in the comment section below. If you would like to support the channel, there's a couple ways you can do so. You can like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to support by way of donation, you can find options in the description below. So with all that being said, if you've been watching the video this long, then do me a favor and subscribe to the channel, and we'll definitely see you next time.